Here we are with some video clips beginning in 1967. This is a camping trip apparently that Dad and Rich went on with Rich Lewis and some other people. It's the camper we later borrowed for our own camping trip, family camping trip. There's Ricky Lewis, tall skinny guy. Here's Rich, fishing I guess. Certainly enjoying the water. And here everybody seems to be heading out on a hike. Gotta be Ricky's little brother there, the little blonde guy who's almost identical except for being younger. He says, "Come on." Here we have a bunch of video from San Clemente Beach. I think we got the order a little mixed up here. We had a whole bunch of different bits and pieces to put together. And right in the middle, there's a section where Deanna and Rich are obviously younger. It's most obvious with Deanna because she's wearing a completely different swimsuit in one of them. And there she is, having a good time. Rich out there. And me and Debbie. And I think actually Debbie and I had different swimsuits on in that scene than we do in this one. There's Deanna in her different swimsuit. And you'll see better when she comes closer to the camera that she's younger. Probably Rich is obviously younger too, but he always wears about the same type of swimsuit, so it's not as easy to see. These videos were very difficult to work with. They were so washed out, and Anthony spent a lot of time bringing up the contrast and the color as best he could. There's Deanna. Building up some sort of mountain or something there. Wet sand is the best. You can do so much more with it. And here's what you do. Biff. Dad and Deanna. Some little girl who knows who. And here's Rich out on one of the rafts. We used to rent a raft. This was in the pre-boogie board days. And boogie boards are definitely better, but boy, I can tell you the excitement of renting one of these rafts was really high. That's the San Clemente Pier out there. When we lived in Mission Viejo, I think we pretty much always went to this same part of the beach at San Clemente. Dad out in the water shooting back to shore. And there's Dad coming in. Oh boy, our turn. Sharing a raft. Turn it sideways and you can put two people on it. Boop. It's me pulling Debbie out to sea. And this seems to be a fishing trip with Pop-Up and a friend of his, Dad, of course, always behind the camera. Big trees. Rich waving. Hi, Rich. Pop-Up. There's our old Ford Esquire station wagon. That's the car I learned to drive in. That and Dad's Triumph. Learning to work the gears on the Triumph. I'm amazed Dad let me do that. Pop-Up liked to fish a lot. I think this is his friend, probably, that he always went fishing with. I think they're packing up here. Nana and Uncle Don in jail, probably Cinco de Mayo in Mission Viejo, or possibly St. Patrick's Day. And there's Infant Dean. At least I'm pretty sure that's Infant Dean. It's got to be, based on Deanna's age. And Mom. Shoo. Oh. Hi, Deanna. And Betty and Danny Moravec. Dean's baptism, I think. Here we are at Mission Bay. Debbie and I throwing probably bread crumbs to the on the other side. Kind of can't quite see them. I think when they transferred the film to digital, eventually Mom and Dad bought the White Laws catamaran, and I'm not sure if we owned it at this point or maybe we were on a trip with the White Laws, or maybe we had borrowed the boat. Here's the Grand Canyon. This was our camping trip. We traveled around in the Lewis's camper. And these might be a bit out of order too. There's Debbie and I. Looks like we're on KP duty there. Dad has a story about this camper when some circumstance caused us to go off the side of the road, and he was struggling for a while to control the camper, and he said we were just rattling around like ping pong balls back there in the back of the camper. There's Rich. Cute little guy. I love the boots. I wish I had boots like that. Brief look back. Continental Divide, Wolf Creek Pass. This is the U.S. Air Force Academy. That's their chapel, I think. So we went to Colorado. We visited some work friends there of Dad's. Mom and Deanna and Dee Sandell. Rocky Mountains back there, and I think this is Bryce Canyon, but I might be mixed up. We went to one of the two dramatic canyon parks in Utah, and I think this was Bryce. This is the Petrified Forest, and this might have belonged back before the Bryce Canyon stuff, but anyway, there's little Dean. At first we thought this trip might have been before Dean was born, but then we got to this part of the video and saw, well, he's obviously with us. It's a petrified wood. I don't know if people are still allowed to walk all over things now like they were then, but there's Dean. Something under a rock. Evidently not a rattlesnake, or we'd probably not be staying there. Gee. This is the backyard in Mission Viejo. We had kind of a two-level backyard. This was down below. I have no idea who this dog is or this little girl. Probably some visiting friends. Deanna with Dean and the dog. Those stairs there were wood, and they went up to the next level of the yard. Maybe Dad will remember who these people are, the little girl is. This I only vaguely remember. I think I must have had a rabbit or something in there. Oh, working on a somersault there, it looked like, or a handstand. Back at Mission Bay again, older now, I think, if we got the sequencing right. Dean toddling around. Looks like he's got a bit of a wardrobe malfunction going on there. Oop. Yeah. That is not a skirt. That is a pant leg that has come unsnapped. Ah, looks like I'm giving him something there, something that he likes. Interesting though, I do see the hat again, so maybe this video no, it can't belong, well, maybe it belongs with the other one. I'm not sure. That's all, folks. That's all we've got.